is electric. It's 10:15 here on Super Saturday in Paris, the World Championships, and there is Patrick Baum. And to his left and on our right as we're looking at the screen, Dmitry Ovtcharov, two German players clashing in the men's singles round 4, the last 16 here in Omnisport Palais Bercy in Paris. So a German assured of going to the quarterfinals, Gavin. That's good for the federation, good for German table tennis, good for European table tennis, of course, with the strength of Asian table tennis here. Players from China, Republic of Korea, and obviously also from what we just saw, Singapore in the last game, and the Japanese players too. So there is Dmitry Ovtcharov. He's 24 years old now. World ranked at number 7. He had a fantastic Olympics last summer in London. He won 2 bronze medals, one in the men's singles when he beat Chuang Chi-Yuan of Chinese Taipei to take that medal. And the German team also taking bronze in London. He's won 4 times in the singles on the World Tour as Dmitry Ovtcharov. First time was in New Delhi, India in 2010. And most recently in Germany in 2012 when he beat Timo Boll in Bremen. He won the European top 12 last year, 2012 also. So 2012 was a fantastic year for this 24-year-old German. And he progresses into 2013 now and the World Championships. He's wearing black, and his teammate in red, Patrick Baum, 1 year older, 25, a little bit further down in the ranking list, Gavin, at number 29. He regularly makes singles, quarterfinals and semi-finals on the World Tour. Only once making a final. He lost in Japan in 2009 in that final. He won the doubles, though, in the Republic of Korea in 2010. And his best up until now in the World Championships was in Rotterdam last time out 2 years ago, 2011, when he made the last 32. So he's gone one better here, making the last 16. And I'm reliably told by Sebastian Halland, one of the other commentators here, that Patrick Baum has a very good record against Dmitry Ovtcharov, even though he's lower ranked than him in the world. So we're in for a fascinating tie to close the proceedings tonight on table number 1. And just to let you know that on the other table is the other last 16 match, and that's been contested by China's Yan'an and Chinese Taipei's Chuang Chi-Yuan. But we're focusing here on the clash of the Germans. One right-handed Dmitry Ovtcharov and a left-handed Patrick Baum. Gavin, any thoughts before it gets underway?
I'm sure both players will be eager to get off to a flyer of a start. I think mentally Ovtcharov will pip it, so it could be important for Patrick Baum to start well, lead in with his good serve and receive. Time will tell. It looks like both players are ready to start. There's Jenny Mellström, Ovtcharov's fiancée of Sweden. Just time now for Patrick Baum, facing the towel. Think about what he needs to do, employ the tactics that he knows. Both players have practiced with each other from under 12s, minors, and have come straight through.
0-0.
Patrick Baum to get us underway.
0-1.
It's an aggressive start from Ovtcharov. going across, which he does quite a lot on the receive using the backhand. And I think that's where Patrick Baum will be comfortable with Ovtcharov, is just holding the backhand corner. He'll know Ovtcharov's game well enough, his forehand topspin backhand. He'll probably be able to anticipate, Gavin, where he's going to play. And I know he's very, very solid, Patrick Baum, on the backhand block. And on the flick there, we've seen it already.
And also, where Patrick Baum will probably benefit in comparison to other players is being able to receive the Ovtcharov serve in the correct way. One of the best serves on the World Tour, Dmitry Ovtcharov.
0-4.
What a start from Ovtcharov here, though. He looks menacingly focused, Dmitry Ovtcharov. Oh, it's a wonderful feeling. What a touch. Didn't have to do very much with that. Just used the spin from Patrick Baum. We'll see that again. Baum generating the pace. All Ovtcharov had to do, high racket, over the ball, finish the stroke. It's in the bag. 6. Love. Patrick Baum did exceptionally well there. The lob from Ovtcharov. We'll see it here very well from this angle. 6-1. It actually clips the edge, and Baum reacts beautifully to smash it round the side of the table. Didn't even go over the net, that one. Beautiful stuff. We'll see it here again. This is an even better angle. Great work from the camera team. Look at that.
Weight of shot there.
He means business, Dmitry Ovtcharov. The last time I saw him like this was in the East End of London in the XL. Seen him a couple of times since. One occasion he was full of the cold. Wasn't firing on all cylinders at all, but he looks on the ball. Baum just steadying the ship a little bit, earning a couple of decent points.
Stay focused. Try and read into these serves as early as you can. And sometimes in receive of serve, it's good to wait until the ball almost drifts off the end. That way there's less spin on the ball by the time you contact it. Ovtcharov with a 3-point lead. There's another huge forehand from the backhand corner. Look at the way he uses his body to generate there that extra power and pace.
Very simple game plan, Patrick Baum. Very tight on the serve, follows in very well, but has the safety and the foundation in his game that if you do attack his serve, he's pretty solid and pretty capable of just being constantly there on the control, waiting for the right ball to attack. He's done well here. He was trailing significantly, and suddenly the momentum has shifted from Ovtcharov to Baum.
Ace 7.
suddenly, with some increased willpower.
Timeout.
Patrick Baum, 8-7 down, and I heard a timeout there.
A timeout in the first game. Just shows you how important every game is. That even in the first game, Ovtcharov feeling he needs timeout, having led 6-0, feels it's slipping away and doesn't want an avalanche to come down on him, so I guess it just means that he can't pull it again during the match, and who knows, it could go all the way, but he knows best, he knows himself, he knows the history in the matches, and he's made that decision. Of course, no German coaches at the side of the court. Clearly, the German Verband, the association, has decided to leave the two players to fight it out amongst themselves. Not fair for a coach to show any allegiance, or any coaches to show any allegiance. Would probably break the code of the team. So let the players do battle themselves. We'll see the winner in the quarter-final. That would have been Jörg Roskopf's thinking, I'm sure. So what can Ovtcharov do now? Can he get back on track here? You'll come on.
7-9.
Is the shout for the man with number 7 on his back due to his world ranking of number 7. It's good stuff from Patrick Baum. He's working hard, Baum here. Moving well, feeling the ball well. He's focused.
And from 6-0 down, he finds himself tied at 9-all. But it is Ovtcharov to serve next. He has 2 opportunities now.
And unbelievably, Baum
9-10.
has the first game point in this last 16 encounter. Shows real mental strength to come back from 6-0 down. What a game to win! And what a difference 5 minutes can make. Ovtcharov was on fire. He was picking everything off. I'd referenced London last year. He was bouncing around the court, but suddenly the workhorse, Patrick Baum, efficient in his own game, works his way back in, and there you go. It's not a surprise. It's 11-9 for Patrick Baum.
So at the start of the match,
Game,
I'd spoken about Ovtcharov's mental approach
0-0.
being extremely positive. And he's going to need that attribute now. It really is quite fascinating now with it being best of 7. Up to 11 points in every set. You do get the ebb and flow.
1-1.
A high tomahawk serve. And that's one that he would expect against most players to win the first 2 or 3 points, guaranteed. Not against someone that's used to practicing with him, though.
1-2.
It really is fascinating. If you're practicing 3 or 4 times a week with the same player, it's amazing how the standards come very, very close. It's once in a blue moon that you'll see Dmitry Ovtcharov flicking with the forehand. It's possibly a part of his game that he's worked on since the London Olympics last year.
3-1.
So like in the first game, he's off and running. In game 2 here, Dmitry Ovtcharov.
1-5.
So Patrick Baum finds himself trailing once again. Can he repeat the feat of the first game?
1-6.
It was very, very similar. It was love 6 first time round. Ovtcharov had a very similar look about him, and suddenly the wheels came off.
6-2.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Patrick Baum, very solid style, nothing very flary about him, just very, very solid. And where, as you were saying, Gavin, Ovtcharov would have normally gained some advantage on his serve, maybe he's not just getting that as much.
6-3.
That's a great retrieve from Patrick Baum, wide out the forehand.
I know exactly how Dmitry Ovtcharov feels when I'm playing some of the other Scottish members of the team. My dominant service, it's almost nullified when you're practicing with guys 4, 5, 6 times a week. But I suppose looking at it positively, it means that you have to work on other areas of your game to improve. Surely this is not going to take the same shape as set 1.
4-7.
Ah, it's good table tennis.
7-5.
And the advantage of Ovtcharov stepping into the middle of the table to receive with his backhand means that his eyes are actually closer to the ball. If he receives with the forehand, he's a little bit further away. So good thinking by the big German. It's only a 2-point advantage though. Very slender lead.
He's catching him out a lot on that, isn't he? Popped the serve a little bit, but he's able to read where Ovtcharov's going, whether it's cross-court. Most of them are going cross-court, actually. Food for thought for Ovtcharov. Maybe he needs to go parallel a little bit more. But Baum's retrieving these. About 3 points ago, we saw him retrieve one on the forehand. That time it was the backhand. And Ovtcharov just doesn't seem to be able to pick the next one up.
6-8.
Quick little brush of the hand on the table, wiping the perspiration off his hand, Patrick Baum. And he's back in again,
7-8.
making life really tough for Dmitry. can feel the tension in here. A near capacity crowd on this Super Saturday.
Ace, ace.
And he's back in this one as well.
And a lovely flat flick from Patrick Baum. One of the first times we've seen him move right round, taking a chance. Just when Dmitry Ovtcharov's in his throw-up, he's already made up his mind that he's going to step round and be nice and positive. Wow. Hitting from deep, strong shots. A huge moment in the match.
Just shows you the effort that Ovtcharov has to put in to make a winner. Patrick Baum very capable of absorbing the pressure. Nowhere to hide out there. You can't take the approach that you're going to win points through waiting for your opponent to make a mistake. Instead, Ovtcharov pushed that extra ball at the end with a bit more power, spin and angle. But that's what he will have trained for.
Determination etched on the face of Ovtcharov. Can he steal another one against the serve? Game point.
Unusual to see Patrick Baum launch into something like that. Usually a little bit more calm and collected. And it's Dmitry Ovtcharov who returns the favour with an 11-9 victory of his own in that second game. And that's everything all square at 1 game apiece.
Time. Third game. Baum to serve. 0-0.
So Patrick Baum starting us off in the third set.
1-0.
And unusually picking up the first point.
Last night I had the pleasure of joining the ITTF with a number of colleagues, sponsors and partners at the first ever, the inaugural Dream Building fundraising event, which aims to raise money for help for the global program to help different nations around the world address different issues. And I had the pleasure of catching up with Matthias Wathauer, the General Secretary of the German Table Tennis Federation, as well as Thomas Weikert, the President. And they both talked about how important it is to have as many of the German players get as far as possible in the World Championships and what that means back home for coverage and funding and everything else. So they'll be sat in the arena here somewhere, enjoying the fact that 2 of their players are battling it out here in Paris. One of them assured of going through to the quarter-final. What's not so sure is which of the players it'll be.
3-1.
That was very well constructed from Patrick Baum. Again, just guiding that. Great feeling, the left-hander.
And again,
4-1.
just playing the simple short touch off the side of the table, anticipating then that Ovtcharov would spin the ball cross-court back into his backhand. Clarity of thought, critical.
2-4.
Huge mutual respect between the two players. As Ovtcharov plays another cracker, hitting the ball right on the front edge of the racket to develop that nice wide angle. Look at that. And again, Patrick Baum just caressing the ball. All the work had been put on the ball on the previous shot from Dimitri.
Come on! 5-4.
A nice throaty come on from Ovtcharov. Still 1 point in arrears though.
Four, 6.
Picking up some of these critical points. That ball just sniffing half long. He was able to spin it up. Important as well when you spin the ball up that you try and keep the ball as low to the white tape as possible, ensuring then that your opponent can't make such an easy reloop.
5, 6.
Very sporting there from Ovtcharov, putting his hand up in apology as he just clipped the net on his last backhand.
Seven,
A tired forehand there from Ovtcharov. The opportunity is huge. A place in the quarterfinals of the World Championships. I mean, both these players have been at the top of world table tennis at various levels, still very young, mid-20s. Patrick Baum, World Junior Championship winner in singles in Austria in 2005. And as we were saying earlier, Ovtcharov winning 2 bronze medals in London at the Olympics last year. But both players would want nothing more now than a place in the quarter-final. One of the rare times we've seen Ovtcharov gain an advantage off the serve. Baum's been very, very good on the receive.
Ace, ace.
Love to hear that big shout of come on again. Really is fired up for this now. Still, we've been on this table now for quite a long time. Nothing between the players.
9, 8.
Beautiful, slow spin up. A lot more difficult to try and take the ball on your forehand to block. There's less feeling on that side. And obviously, your eye line, you're out of the sight as well.
9-9.
So 9-all. We've had two 11-9s so far. Is this the third? Young table tennis fans able to stay up late on a Saturday night, 10:15, home for a cocoa. Wonderful, the future of the game. Being inspired, they'll never forget this. Oh! What a point at 9-all. Big backhand, big forehand, big backhand, big forehand. Oh, it was a great receive from Patrick Baum, and then a little bit of luck on the net. Instant apology. There you go. That right hand.
It's not really the time to be playing a big reloop off balance, but I suppose that's credit to Patrick Baum for playing into the right area, tempting his opponent to play a big raking reloop. And it's Baum's turn for game point.
Yeah! 12-10, game to Baum.
There we have it. A positive nod of the head from Jenny Mellström, fiance of Dmitry Ovtcharov, but he does trail by 2-1 now. It's confirmation on the screen. Patrick Baum takes that set, 12 points to 10. So we're very promptly back into the action.
Fourth game, Ovtcharov serve, 0-0.
And as the umpire has just told us there, Ovtcharov in the motion of service.
1-0.
It's fascinating how, watching some of the matches today on table 1 and table 2, the times that players have managed to win with the slow spins. It's not always about pace and power. Sometimes being able to load the ball up with spin is just as important.
One, two.
Baum will be really pleased to get that first point on the board.
3-1.
That ball was really fine edge. Let's see on the replay. Yeah, very fine, very fine.
3-2.
But again, you can see that Dimitri is having to work extremely hard. He's getting no purchase on his serves whatsoever. And sometimes, the better serve you have, if someone actually returns it well, there's even more spin on the ball, and it's kicking around like a mule, and it is difficult to handle.
Three, four. Four.
A little exhale of air there as he hits the ball.
So evenly poised here in game 4, 4-4. Oh, it's just a great feeling on the backhand. Just absorbs things very effectively.
4-5.
Makes it so much easier in table tennis when you're moving the correct way onto the ball. Ovtcharov might have to be keen to start playing with a little bit more direction.
Baum picking up balls from the floor there. Did you see that one? Incredible, just his feeling, his ability to guide it and generate that spin. Ovtcharov did well. That one there from Baum. Then Ovtcharov starts to take it a little bit earlier between the two players, and that was maybe the difference.
And that was very evident yesterday when he played against the home favourite, Emmanuel Lebesson. It was just his touch play, his feeling of his hand that won him that game. So he'll be looking to continue that in this evening's match.
Oh, returned the favour.
Both players just seem to know where their opponent is going to hit it. Again, I don't want to keep saying it, but it's because they've practiced with each other for hours upon hours. You do just have that tendency to know, moving your body in the correct way to get the ball back.
Ooh.
7-6.
Watch how Baum gets this one. This is great stretch. And then just a bit of luck for Dimitri Ovtcharov.
Seven.
But again, credit where it's due. Patrick Baum brings us back to 7 points all in this hugely crucial fourth set. Wonderful backhand, taking that extremely early, redirecting the ball down the line. Not many players in the game could have got the racket anywhere near that one. Can he open up a 2-point lead?
Ovtcharov went for that extra ping on the backhand, but Patrick Baum was equal to it and zipped it back equally with as much spin. Great arcs on the ball from that angle. Nice camera shot. Oh, what an angle there from Ovtcharov. It's almost the only way he can ping it past Baum, because Baum's retrieving everything else. But in turn, it means he's taking a little bit of risk, but obviously, again, he'll have practiced it time and time again in the practice hall.
That was a positive move. Looking to step over, and he's been successful on 3 or 4 occasions so far.
And once again, Gavin, it's 9-all. This is fascinating. If Patrick Baum goes 3-1 up here, we'll have a situation where the world number 29 will be very close to defeating the world number 7. But world rankings really go out the window as well when you know each other so well. Anything can happen. Stories of people being European champions, but number 2 in their own country, number 3 in their own region, number 4 in their own county, number 5 in their own club, because people know them so well. And maybe this is happening here. Patrick Baum now leads 3-1 against Dmitry Ovtcharov, and this is fascinating. So here we go again. Both players just going back to their own towels at the side of the table and their own drinks. There you can see the seats in the background. No German coaches at all. So they're on the quick turnaround. Oh, Patrick Baum has come out of the blocks like a greyhound. Lovely service, lovely first ball, low and spinny over the net, and boom. Nice early backhand, textbook stuff there. Oh, he's playing out of his skin now. That was an incredible... Watch how he anticipates the ball and throws himself right into it. Almost like a Eurovision Song Contest twirl there.
Looks like he's been watching some of the videos of Shushin.
0-3.
And of course, Ovtcharov used his timeout, if you remember, back in the first game when he was leading 6-0. And I think he took timeout at 8-7. He didn't win that first game after trailing, after leading 6-0. Had that game gone Ovtcharov's way, we might have been in a very different situation here, but as it stands, it's Patrick Baum who now leads 3-1 and 5-0.
Not many people would have thought this at the start of the match, but that's what makes table tennis so exciting.
1-5.
Extremely positive body language. The lad with the red shirt. Just missing this one, as we see. Skipping back to the towel box. Mr. Ovtcharov, though, a wily character, and that's him picked up 2 points on the bounce. That's absolutely incredible there from Patrick Baum. He really is in the state of flow at the moment, as he takes on another incredible reloop. Almost down on his knees there. Fist pump, showing us some teeth as well. Why not?
7-2.
5 points in the lead now. 3 sets to 1, 7-2. And another service delivery.
And Ovtcharov's legs have gone. He's on the ropes. He's ducking and diving. And Baum has the grit between his teeth here. Can Ovtcharov bring anything with these 2 serves?
2-9.
Baum has been in inspired form here. Incredible turn of events here.
And there it is. 10 points to 2. It would be absolutely amazing to be in this situation. 8 match points. World Championship, last 16 match.
And this is for the last place in the quarterfinals. All the other quarterfinals are confirmed. And Baum simply outclasses Ovtcharov here. And it's Patrick Baum who goes through unbelievably. Wow, 11-9, 9-11, 12-10, 11-9, and finishes with an 11-2. And unbelievably, Patrick Baum, although he does have a good track record against Ovtcharov, and he goes through and takes the last quarter-final spot there, Gavin, and he will be up against Janjica next. So more world-class table tennis. We hope you've enjoyed it. From me, Johnny Cowan, bonsoir.
And from myself, Gavin Rumgate, good evening and goodbye.